Legacy ERP systems contain a treasure trove of historical data, but can become an obstacle as organizations look to modernize. Migrating all that data is complex, time-consuming, and costly. There must be a better way. Introducing ArchiveHub, the innovative open-source embrace solution which is purpose-built to help you take control of your legacy, SAP, and non-SAP ERP environments. With ArchiveHub, you can liberate your historical data, move forward with transformations seamlessly, and unlock game-changing analytics. In this demo, we'll explore the key capabilities of ArchiveHub, see it in action through real-world use cases, and showcase how it provides a faster, less risky path to use cases such as ERP Modernization, ERP Transformation, as well as ERP Decommissioning. Part 1, ArchiveHub Capabilities Deep Dive. First, let's do a deep dive into the standout features and value drivers of ArchiveHub. Legacy ERP Archiving. With ArchiveHub, retiring legacy ERP systems becomes quick and seamless. The data extraction is fully automated and comprehensive, including all tables, custom fields, and attachments. Minimal business disruption and immediate TCO savings. For example, one manufacturer spared their SAP ECC 6.0 retirement by over 80% using ArchiveHub's archiving capabilities. Intuitive user experience. Interacting with historical data is made simple with the Open UI5 Fiori interface and OData. Contextual search, built-in apps, and self-service reporting empower users and spark innovation. Later, we will see full demo of the UI, including transactional drill downs, embedded BI, and global text search. Flexible deployment. ArchiveHub is a standalone solution. All you need is only one virtual machine or a physical machine if you are on-prem. Whether your infrastructure is cloud, on-prem, or hybrid, ArchiveHub fits right in. We support all major platforms including AWS, Azure, GCP, and SAP BTP, and you can switch deployment models at any time. For instance, a retailer was able to shift their instance from on-prem to Azure in just 2 days for added agility. Compliance and security. Adhering to regulations like GDPR and CCPA is streamlined with ArchiveHub. Sensitive data discovery, retention policies, and access controls help you meet requirements and avoid risks. ArchiveHub supports both easy role-based as well as attribute-based such as org elements level authorization. This allows for access control at record level. Retention management. Apply rules to keep your records for 7 years or 10 years, for example based on your industry and statutory requirement. GDPR and CCPA compliance. ArchiveHub has built-in features like retention policies and right-to-be-forgotten requests that enable compliance with data privacy regulations. Near-zero maintenance. Once data is migrated to ArchiveHub, legacy ERP maintenance is minimized as patching and updates are handled automatically. This provides immediate ROI by reducing overhead costs. Ad hoc reporting. Any user can instantly generate custom reports through the no-code query builder, democratizing access to legacy system data. Extraction and access to document-level attachments within ArchiveHub is enabled with inbuilt content server based on open-source CMIS 1.1. This enhances document management, retrieval, and accessibility for streamlined business processes. The following types of SAP unstructured data is handled by our extractor. Part 2, Customer Success Stories. Now let's look at real-world examples of ArchiveHub delivering results. Manufacturer migrates to S/4HANA. A manufacturer was struggling to migrate its ECC system to S/4HANA due to the legacy data volume. By archiving 10 years of historical data in ArchiveHub, their migration was 60% faster and $2 million cheaper. Energy company carves out subsidiary. An energy company divested a subsidiary but needed to carve out the SAP data. ArchiveHub allowed them to extract only the relevant organizational data, meeting their accelerated carve-out timeline. Retailer sunsets legacy environment. A retailer eliminated an outdated SAP R3 system, avoiding $100,000 in annual maintenance fees, while still retaining access to its historical records. Part 3, S4 HANA Migration Demo. Now let's see ArchiveHub powering an S4 HANA migration firsthand. We'll start by extracting the legacy ECC data, archiving 10 years' worth in ArchiveHub in just 1 week. Next, we'll walk through the intuitive reporting and analytics enabled by the solution. And finally, we'll showcase the simple administrator controls for data retention policies, access rules, and more.
All right, welcome to ArchiveHub demo. Let us log into the system. So before you log in, you see the two options. One is the single sign-on option if you have the SAML configuration in your company, enterprise-wide single sign-on, we can use that, or local login is possible. So for this purpose of demo, I will use a local login with the user ID password to log in. You can see this is supported multi-languages, as well as you can see this is also multi-tenant within your organization enabled, meaning you can host multiple legacy ERP systems within one instance as well. Okay, so we'll come back to the other non-SAP examples a bit later. For now, we're going to look into an example of SAP ECC system being decommissioned and brought it into the ArchiveHub solution. Okay, so I will log in. As soon as you log in, you see based on your user access role-based authorization, you'll be having 100 plus applications, which is the look and feel is experience is similar to S4 HANA experience. Now we will go into individual application as part of this demo to see different experiences with these applications. So let us first dive into financial statements. So financial statement F.01 is a report which is an important report for if you are decommissioning your source system, so that accountants can at any time be able to run financial reports, right, for audit purposes. Okay, so I will be selecting one of the variants, or you can actually enter here. As soon as I select the variant, you can see reporting year 2014, for example, comparison year 2013. So I'll click go button here. Now the report is about to load. Once it's loaded, we can see navigate, drill down further. So as you can see, this is a financial statement where you have asset, liabilities, and all the profit and loss statement, financial result, taxes, account supplements information. You can drill down further into fixed assets and current assets, tangible assets. In leaf level, accounting level, acquisition value, you can go further into current assets, receivables and other assets, account receivable, AR within 1 year. You can drill down and go to this level, right? So this you can compare in your SAP system if it's matching. So similarly, liabilities, you can go further, payables or capital and reserves, profit and loss statement, sales revenues, goods, gross sales revenues, domestic, foreign revenues, you can see, and further you can go further down, right? So now this you can collapse further, expand automatically every node. You can see you can go, or you can also collapse it. Now from here, 2014, you can compare to 2015, for example. I change the value 2015 and go here. Now it's going to load the total reporting. One is going to be the current one, 2015. So I can go, for example, 2016 and see that's being loaded, the full financial statement. All right. So with that, we will moving on to the next report. This is advanced return for tax on sales and purchases. So this is an important report for audit purposes. You wanted to report on taxes. Um, for this, I would go into one company code, and I can select a previous year, for example, 2014. I'll select the full year of 2014 from Jan to December so that we can compare. Okay, so that's Jan to December. We have input and output taxes both. So I will run. As soon as you run, you can see it's super fast. The report is loaded for the complete 1 year. In the top, you can see output taxes, and as you scroll further, you can see input taxes, right? So on the bottom, you can see the total for that year, and you can see, scroll to the right to see additional columns, and further you can also go in here. Now from here, you also can drill down to that journal level, right? So for example, I can click on any one of these here. It'll take me to this journal entry FB03 level. See here the postings here. So I go back here, and the same way I can go into an input tax and drill down further, and I can see this the journal entry level information here. You can also navigate. This is calling your FB03 transaction. All right. So coming back here, if you wanted to compare this against your SAP system, I can run the same parameters here. Okay, company code 1000, fiscal year 2014. This is the system that was brought in 2014 to 2014 December. So you will notice the system in this SAP system, it might take longer to process the same amount of information. Let us wait to compare these two. Okay, so here we go. So this is full year of information for both sales and purchases. We can compare. We also have the summary. Here we also have a summary report. So I can click on the summary here. So that summary will load, and we can compare with this summary as well. Okay, so moving on to the next report. That would be, for example, FPL1N, also finance report. We can get a vendor report by pressing F4 here. You can search through, for example, type Berlin, or you can enter the vendor number directly. So I can pick up a variant here that has already been stored. So that's the one. You can see here, as soon as I picked up the one, because with the variant saving, I said run this report. Okay, so let us run similar report in SAP. I may not be comparing everything. FPL 1N. Let's at least compare this to see. That's for the vendor 1000 and for the company code 1000. And let's all the open items until this key date, right? So 11. So 30. 11 2023. So let's run here. Okay, so we have these values. We can compare if these totals look matches any closer. Oops, there we go. So 29,711, and that's in euros. And then you can see the document currency, the other currencies. Also here you can see document currency values. So I guess I need to open up so to the right so we can also see these values, the CAD and the Euro and the USD. We need to bring these values here to compare. Okay, document currencies. All right, so with that we will move on to the next. Here as well, you can go from here to purchasing document, navigate. It'll open you the ME23 and purchase order. Here again, it'll go to the journal entry level FB03, right? So I can click here to open the purchase order details. Anyway, we'll go separately into the purchase orders in the next one. All right. Moving on to the customer line items, similar to the vendor, we can go 1032. I can go, you can see it loads pretty fast, even if you actually change certain things. For example, cleared items are these ones. I want to see all items within this particular range. You could also change, particularly, for example, start from 22,000. Okay, so it's going to bring, so this 14 years for this particular customer. So this you can export, move to the right to see additional columns here, and export into Excel as well. All right, so let's move on to the next transaction. It can be a GL account, FBL3N. Similar fashion, you can go into it. I may have accounts, one of these accounts. There we go. So this is also in the similar fashion. You can look up, compare these ones. So this is one of these reports that user acceptance test is also carried out when before you decommission, you compare these source system and target system. So that's going to be helpful for people to compare. Now, asset history sheet. This is going to show your full year. We can go into one of these 2021 asset history sheet, which will show the acquisition production cost and depreciation for this fiscal year beginning, book value. You can see the current APC values and accumulated depreciation and current book values. These are critical ones to compare and make sure that before decommissioning and after decommissioning, this is going to be the one that you will see. We can also drill down further to see which asset class contributes to this number. Individual asset wise, you can drill down and find out the values as well. Okay. So this can be exported as well. I'll go back. Again, you have a lot of drill down options here inside when you go. For example, the next one, you can see here, asset master, you can go further. Okay, so that's going to give you the asset history sheet. Then we'll move on to the next transaction. Asset Explorer is also going to give you many assets. So I can go into, for example, one of these ones. Yeah, company code 3000. You can see the depreciation area. Here you can drill down and see, for example, book depreciation number 03. You can go inside. Here's AW01, and this is your planned values, posted values, and comparisons. Okay. This you can compare against your source system 3344. I can go back here, AW01N, 3344 for the year 2015. Okay, so that's the three book depreciation. I can just double click and move to that year for 15. And the company code is going to be 3000. Okay, so now we are on the right one to compare. You can see here 1800 planned value and posted value. You can see, check here. Posted value happens to be the same as well in this case. Then you can actually drill down into further other depreciation area as well. This is area 3. That's what you see, the 3. All right, moving on to the next transaction. We'll go into This happens to be also CO transaction list by orders by cost element. You have this controlling area 1000, and for this year 2012, you can see um, orders. You can drill down further to see details of these orders. For example, you can look up their planned values and actual lines. Okay, from here again, you can drill down further into documents, details. Okay, moving on to the next one. Demo apps. Okay, purchase orders. Let us dive into a purchase order details. You can search again by F4 here. All these are like Google like searches here. BTR both. You see, as you type, you can see, or I'm going to just click the go button. So it's going to list all the purchase orders here. Now I can drill down further, or I can even do a wildcard search 17737 for example, and then press enter or go button. You can see these numbers. Now I can also go by variant. I can save a variant and go here further, and I can click on one of these. So now it is going to take us into the ME23, and further details. You can see the header, delivery, invoice, address, partner information, change history. If you have change history from CD pause, CD header, you'll see that. And you can see the header text here, long text, and this is also extracted. And you can see that this has 3 line items. What you see here is the first details here, item conditions. You click on this one second, you will see the second line item. Third line item, you click, you can see this is changing. So go back to the first one, you would see this value changing. You have the material data, quantities, delivery information, purchase order data, purchase order history. You can see here goods received and per invoice received has been done on this purchase order, and those information is here. Is very critical for audit. Now you can actually click on this to see what has happened to the goods received, who received it, which will take you to MB03. I'll click on it, and it's going to open a new tab where you can see that particular document number, and these are the information. You can see the movement type 101 happen. So I can go back. You can go further into this transaction as well. Now I'm going further down to see item level long text being here, and the attachments. So these attachments, whether they are from GOS attachments or archival link attachments or DMS attachments, ArchiveHub brings all of these, and you can see this ArchiveHub solution has an inbuilt content server. So these are represented, stored in the content server itself, which is a CMIS interface. I'm clicking on it. You can see this is also coming from the same server. You can also view here, for example, another attachment. You can download this one attachment as well. Okay, another one, attachments. Moving on to the next transaction, that could be an purchasing invoice, MAR4. I can click on this MAR4 search, or just click go button. It's going to bring everything, and I can drill down into one of these transaction. You can see here the basic data, payment information, details. You can scroll down, contacts, vendor, PO references. So what you see here is purchase order. From here, this is the purchase order that relevant to this MAR4, which was originally entered by MIRO transaction. You can look up this material. You can drill down from here, right? This hyperlink means you can, it is linked to those further transaction or drill down options. You can also see further this gear icon shows there are so many other fields. You can bring tax jurisdiction, base unit, or you can bring all of those ones as well. And you can navigate by scrolling to the right, all these other information. Okay, so so then we can also have the follow-on documents. From here I can click on the follow-on documents to navigate into the further transaction drill down, right? So if I click on this, for example, will take me to FP03, which is the journal entry information. From that purchasing invoice. You can see the header long text, or there's an attachment as well. You can see this attachment by clicking on it. It is going to come from this content server. It's an inbuilt content server. All right, so that is concluding the MIR4 transaction. Moving on to the next one. Okay, so that would be, for example, material documents, which we have seen directly. So I could go just into one of these to show you where you can see the movement type 251, right? So that we have already seen this one from another transaction navigating it. So I'll move on to the next one is material master. So that's an important transaction for which contains a lot of master data information. Many departments are looking for these informations from this material master. So I will just click go button. I can search the material by the type, group, or created by here again, or I can also search, bring the material that was stored earlier. I can pick up one of these material file 100-500, click on this further. So this is going to take to the comprehensive view. You can see pretty much every view that you can see for a material master. I'm going to click on here. You can see a basic data 2, WM views, plant data storage view, accounting 1, 2, costing 1 and 2, and work scheduling MRP 1, 2, 3, 4, plant storage and storage location, including unit of measure. You can click on this. It will take you to the unit of measure, the additional information, and you can see even the MRP1, you can go to the navigate from here, MRP1 area, or the storage location stock. You can see here, currently this is showing for the plant 1000 and storage location 1. From here, you can dynamically switch. For example, you can see here this material storage location stock. That would be changing when you switch to another storage location here. You can see that change. Or you can even change the plant accordingly. You would see these values changes as well. Okay, you also have a change history here, information what has happened to that material master. Okay, so this is almost, you would see every information. If you have an attachment or long text, you would also see this one here. Okay, costing 1 and 2, accounting and current valuation information, also you would be seeing this one. So that is giving you a Fury experience of full material master of your ERP ECC materials. Okay, so that is done material master. So now let us move on to the next one. Okay, I'll go to this navigation. Next, we can go CS03, which is your bill of materials, display bill of material. So I'll just click go button to see list of items here. Now I could further drill down further into it. Let me pick up one material which has multiple sub-assemblies so that I can show you an example of a sub-assembly. Okay, you can see here, this is the long block where you can see here PM assembly. Components, PM assembly. This indicates that there is a sub-assembly. So you can click on this to go into drill down into that sub-assembly. It's going to take you to this plan, usage 1, and I can click OK. Now this is opening up another tab. This another engine block, which is also part of the another assembly. Further, you can drill down here. Okay, again, same plant information you can see. Now this is going to take you to engine block RT, the right side, housing. You can see here now this is the first one is an end component. It doesn't have a sub-assembly. You can navigate again further into it, right? So this way, the complete bill of material information is you can back and forth navigate, or components. You can see if you have documents, basic information from here as well. You'll be able to navigate further. If you have a header, long text, you can see documents. So that's just one important transaction when you have bill of material, your engineering, when you depend on a lot of products. This is a key transaction or report. All right. So with that, CS03 is out now. MMBE, which is a stock overview. The stock overview report. You can view any stock, the current one, in 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 some of these scenarios of decom scenarios, you may not be interested. However, if you're doing a digital transformation or modernization, yes, you wanted to keep this one working. So let's go here. So I've selected a material. You can see here that's loading for the entire company code and the plans under it and the storage location as well as the batches. You can see here unrestricted stock, QA inspection, and block stock, on order stock, reserved one. You can pick up other material as well. See here. This is also, you can see here at the company code level and plant level, the quantity as well. Okay. So there is, perhaps I can do additional ones. Okay, so that's 500 ones. All right, so that's for the material stock overview. Now, let us move on to the next transaction. This is also material analysis, very close to that one, but this is, for example, sales analysis of this material. I would pick up one set of material which starts with the character P, and star means anything, any material that starts with P-100 in this example. So this is one of the material sales analysis report. You can see the incoming orders period wise. You can also filter these ones, and open orders, sales, credit memo, net orders, gross returns, all of these information you can run it. And this report is really super fast compared to what you get in the source system as well. All right. So that would take us to the closest to the next module, probably SD related modules. I will jump into SD reports. The first one is display condition records VK13, which is a very dynamic report because this itself has so many condition records, pricing information. You can drop down in the condition type. You would see many of these one. As you pick this one up, for example, I can even type here for example, MWST storage output tax. I can click on this output tax. As soon as I click on it, you can see dynamically these fields appears based on this. I can enter a departure country, for example, Germany here, and click go button. You can see this. These are your condition records, like VK13 for that particular one. Now you can change. This is the validity here. You can change your key export taxes based on perhaps again the DE Germany as the departure country. You can see here these are the departure country, and you can again filter with this country of destination here as well. Okay, and one last key combination is this one, and I can also try if it has record. Yes. So this is a dynamic report based on whatever you select the condition type. Based on that, all other fields are dynamically shown. Is the native Fiori user interface, which users will like to use this one. Okay, moving on to the next transaction on the sales and distribution module. You can look up billing documents, VF03 billing documents. See some billing documents. I can also go into further drill down into these ones, and you can see the gear wheel icon. You can bring additional fields. Let's see here. There are many other fields you can bring it: plant, billing category, return, fiscal year information as well. Or I would just pick up one document here and then drill down further into this to show you the details of this billing documents. You can see here header information, header partner information, header conditions, and foreign trade customs information, line items. These many line items, you can drill down from these line items into further details. Now, the most important part is document flow. You can see here that billing document has a delivery and accounting document. From here you can actually drill down. For example, if I'm clicking on this delivery, it will take me to the VL03N transaction with this delivery information. Then from here you can again further drill down further. Now I'll go back to the document flow in the previous one, so I can look up. This is an accounting document. So I can click on this. It will take you to FP03 journal entry information. From here, you can navigate to customer information or GL account, profit center, billing document, back again, right? So as you see, like you can go back and forth and drill down, and it makes actually user experience an easy one when they have these data in this reports, right? All right. So I can go back and move on to the next transaction on the list. Is a sales orders. We have seen sales order as well. Let's find out some sales orders here, and I might have one of these order where I can again drill down further. You can see here materials, item overview. I can click on this item detail, and it'll take me to the further details as well. For example, I can click here and it is taking me to this item details. Okay, so I can go back, ordering information, procurement information, shipping information, reason for rejection, further partners, conditions, header, item level conditions, document flow as well, right? For this sales order, you can see an invoice, or you can see a picking request, you can see a delivery, you can look up these accounting postings as well, right? From here you can go to the invoice of this one, how many invoices are raised. So you can pick up and click on this invoice. It'll take you to the VF03 back again, right? So this way you can see all like detailed transactional level information is retained with ArchiveHub. Okay, so with that, I wanted to just jump into the Document Explorer, which is containing all of the attachments, documents. This is an integral part of this. ArchiveHub has CMIS content server integrated in inbuilt, so you can decom all your content servers which was connected to your source system as well. So you don't have to hesitate decommissioning those systems as well if you don't need anymore. We bring all of these. You can see the view that you see here is equivalent to the OAC 0 view in SAP system. These are like repositories, right? You can go through per repository wise. You can navigate and find out. For example, you can click on it and view documents, or you can also do a search as well. Okay, so I can go back here and I can do a global search here for among all. Like you can type in your purchase order or sales order or accounting document or billing document or any other order numbers. So I can just type, for example, 45000. I don't even have to finish my purchase order number. I can just type here. As soon as I type 45000, these documents related to it are appearing. So the reason they are appearing is you can see here in this description, all of these are actually beginning with these ones. And when we do the extraction, we bring all the metadata as well. So nothing is left over. So you can search becomes easy. This is a two-way search you can do either in the content server, in the Document Explorer, or at your transaction level. These documents are also linked. Those two ways, these are linked. So that way your search becomes easier, right? When you bring this one. So that content server is almost like a mini ECM itself, where you actually manage all your documents as well. All right, so with that content server, we can now move on to the table browser. The table browser is SE16N, and you can browse any tables that you bring it here. In this example, we've brought in 25,000 tables from this system. Now you can see here, you can search through, for example, purchasing document. As you type, they're going to appear, say, purchasing document, or you can type your table name directly, EKPO, for example. So I can select it, click Go button. Now you can see here all of these fields are visible. Click on the gear wheel. You can see here 364 columns are available. By default, only some of them are made visible, but you can actually go here and make it visible, the rest of it. Okay, so then click OK button. You can see here all the rest things comes in. On additionally, you can do a filter here. For example, you want to run a filter on the short text here on this column here, short. You can type it short. As you type, you can see here short text. I want to add a filter that appears on the top left here. Now you can say, oh, I wanted to perhaps filter here, for example, pump. Okay, pump keyword. I just press and enter pump keyword and click go button. As soon as I enter, you can see here anywhere beginning or end or in the middle, you see pump, it's going to appear here. And you can go to the next page as well. Oh, there's also pump here. You can export this into Excel. Okay, and do add additional filters, right? Okay, so that's a quick navigation into tables. With that, we will complete this table and I'll come back to the other transactions. All right, moving on to the next ad hoc query builder. The ad hoc query builder is used to create custom queries, custom reports, and business users, super users can create, and also if they wish, they can publish as a tile as well. So and then make available to other users, and they can also use this one. All right. So so if you're familiar with SQ00 or SQVI in the SAP system, and this using this ad hoc query builder becomes easy. Let me jump into and show you existing queries before I create a new query, right? So so I would show you perhaps a couple of queries here. You can see on the left side, you see all of the tables that is involved in this query. There are 4 tables here. On the right side, you can select input tables and the output tables. As soon as you select this is going to appear in this output list, and then you see in the input as well. The join conditions are suggested by the system itself. Users really don't need to have their primary key, foreign key relationship information. If you know, that's going to help you to build very complex reports, because you can in fact enforce different types of joins. You can see here left join, inner join, right join, full join, cross join, if you're an advanced user, right? So I am going to consider you are not an advanced user, but you go ahead and actually create some sample quick reports here. You see there are 2 views, one is the SQL view and the ERD display. These are just the view only, and this is given just to give some support on how it looks like. For example, ERD diagram, I can see, okay, that's how the joins looks like. And I can click on the view. There is a SQL, auto SQL generated as well. On the output is where you run the reports. So this is if you want to run the report within the ad hoc query itself. As I mentioned, you can also publish the same this report as a separate tile as well, which will look into it immediately. After this, I can run this. I can do filter values. For example, I can go to company code. For example, company code 3000, and yeah, so you can just click go button. So now you can see 3000 company code. You can export this one into Excel as well. Now let us check one more report. This report, I'm bringing in an example to show this 10 plus tables report, right? All of these joins you can see here, left join, inner join are there. You could see the ERD diagram. You can see how many tables and how the joins are looking like. And of course, you can see the SQL and then output as well. Now here you can run the output to see the output is coming. You can add filters here as well. Now, without using these ones, let us go create a report, and then at the end we can also publish. So I will choose maybe perhaps a 4 tables ad hoc query report. So I'll start with MARC table, which is the material plant information. And the idea is to bring some sales view information along with the plan, sales, and material master and description information, right? So MARC is the first one, and then I can go into MARA table, which has the master data. Okay, look what happens. As soon as I add the second table, immediately this auto joins pops up and then says there is a join identified. Users really don't need to know how these joins works. They can just click on the button, and advanced users, they can actually use some custom fields to map as well. Okay, so that's the second table. Now you can start selecting input, but you can also finish the tables first, like MAKT table as the one, because I wanted to bring the material description. So I'm going to bring this one. Again, this is also going to suggest you additional ones. So I can say MARC, MAKT. This one is not needed, I can say, because that could be redundant ones. Anyway, system will actually also suggest you can also look at this ERD diagram as well. Now, the last table that I want to bring in, MVKE, which has more of the sales informations. As again, if you wait, you would see this is going to bring these ones as well. Again, I would not need this particular one. MAKT, MVKE is also not needed, but of course this is needed. All right, so the next step is, you can see the join conditions has been is there. I can start adding these fields. You can go from whatever the field that you wanted to bring in. You can search instead of scrolling down. You can also search. For example, I can say material. Okay, so material, and I would be able to see these sort of wherever the material word appears. I can go into Mara and enter the material one. So I want the material as the input, also material as the output. So as soon as I add, you can see here these fields are being added. Here on the bottom, on the left, here is input and output. Now I can also say, for example, let's start with additional ones. Information, material, these are material groups. Basic material, yeah, I can bring this, or for example, material group, input and output, I want it. Configurable material, material category, if you want that, you can add it. Material freight group, maybe as in output. Here I can also search by group. Okay, you say material group, it's going to appear anywhere the word group appears. You can search through MRP group, I want as an output. Okay, then I can also say plant. Okay, type plant, yes, I want the plant as the input and also as an output. Let's see any other plant specific material status, yes, and deletion, stock level, you can select certain ones. And also maybe sales organization, ORG, yes, I want this input and output as well. I guess now we can do with these four materials, or language would be an important one if you're using description language, LNG, yes, input as well as output. All right, so that should be good enough for us to actually start looking at the results. I can see SQL view, ERD diagram. You can see this looks good. Now output, there we go. These are the first inputs we gave it. Without that, you can actually just execute. You can see the results. Now, here, this language one, if you want to bring it to the first one, you can go back to the input and say, I want to move this language a little bit up. Okay, over here, you can leave that language. Move to, or you can move to as a perhaps second field. Okay. Oh, there we go. Third one is fine. I'll go to the output again. This is added as a third one. Now I can click go button, and now I can search like E for English. I want only the English language ones. Okay. And then you can also further, plant. You want to limit the plans, for example, only 1000, for example, and click go button. Okay, so those are plans 1000. Again, material group, you can restrict sales organization. You wanted to limit to 3020, for example, 3020. Okay, and further filter. Okay, so this way you have created a query, then you can save the query. So let's save it, and then you can give a name, um, sales view, for example, or material sales view. Okay, material underscore sales I can give, for example, and from material sales view demo. Okay, all right. Material sales demo. I'm just clicking on it now. So that's been stored. Now we can go back and you can see material sales demo. So this is what we created. We can just click go back and check, is this the one we created? Yes. And look at the CRD. Okay, so go back. What you can do is this, you can also update, go ahead and add some more fields if you wanted, or you can publish this one. Okay, so the tiles we can create, and you can call this subtitle sales view material. Okay, and footer information icon, you can select an icon. You can search for example a material product. You can attach to a role, for example role, attach it. Whoever have that role will be able to view this. So I create it. Okay, so that's been added. Now that's whoever has that role should be able to access, and then you can run that report as well. So now I'll go back to my edit homepage to add those app SD view or view. I can go ahead and add this particular one. The one that I searched was you can search by sales. Okay, view, here we go. This is the one, sales view, and I select it. Okay, save it, done. You can go back. Now I can go to my find out there is a sales view demo. This is the one, we created it. We can execute this one. If you have access to all the ones, you can see here, you can also save variants. I can put here maybe planned, show me 1000 and 2000 or 1000 and 3000, for example. Okay, two plans, sales organization, language key English. There we go. Report is here. You can export it. So this way you are able to create the report, publish the report as a tile. You can create, and go ahead and modify things as well. With that, we will complete this recording of this ad hoc query report. All right, moving on to the next one is retention management, retention apps. And the first one is a GDPR, right? So as you bring the data from other source systems, it's important to identify what GDPR relevant data was brought in and is available, right? So this is where this GDPR application comes handy. So this GDPR application is going to identify all the data that comes from the source system, whether they have personally identifiable information. If it is there, then you can take the next steps of putting retention policies for them. So I can just, instead of searching, you can search by individual attributes, or I can just click go button. It's going to bring all of those ones that has identified personal PIA information. As you can see here, these are sensitive information for the users that then once you identify, then you can take action of adding retention rules, right? Okay, so that is the GDPR CCPA, personally identifiable information application. We also have the full range of retention management features, which you have seen in pretty much in information lifecycle management systems. When you receive, for example, an court order to legally hold information from putting into this purging out after a certain number of years, you can actually put a hold on that. And then e-discovery feature helps you search, for example, pick up all the vendors purchase order or supply deliveries related to that particular vendor, right? So you can put a hold, or customer deliveries, customer shipments, you can put a hold onto it, or product, right? Product compliance. So there's something happened with the product, you can find out where all these product was shipped or built into any bill of materials or part of it. You can trace and put those ones as well, right? That's the legal hold. And we have this retention logs, retention management access. This is a purging app, like, at the end of it, after it goes through the retention management approval, here's the approval app. Then once everything meets the condition, and you can set up the job that will purge those records, right? So for that, you start with the retention management, start building the rules and policies and rules. And here you could see, you can use, for example, start building your scenario. Okay, you wanted to add retention rules for sales orders, purchase orders, or any accounting documents, or any type of business objects that you wanted to add. For example, you can start with maybe purchase orders, EKKO table, header table, you can bring it. And again, the system is going to identify, like, and then an item table, EKPO, add it. The system is going to help you with all those joint conditions. System will take care of those things. All you need to do is you can restrict search criteria. For example, I want to select certain purchase orders related to this particular vendor, or came from this vendor, or right. So those kind of things you can put it here. You can put all these conditions here by materials or by vendors. For example, you can search by vendor. For example, I type vendor here, and that's going to be here LIFNR. You can put a certain vendor number here. Okay, so if you're not putting one, then you will be selecting all of those purchase orders, right? Or you can select certain purchase orders that is older than 10 years, right? So you can select it. And here I can say I want these ones in the output, for example, so that I can see them. Here you don't need to actually have vendor materials as well. EBLN, you can see the purchase order number. Okay, I want to send the output. So that's what, before you actually apply those rules, you can look up, load, and see these are the 33,203 records will be part of this one. Okay, so then if you're okay with that, you can put additional condition to reduce those records or increase those records by removing certain condition, and you can save this one, right? When you start saving it, you will be seeing what are all the information that you need. Okay, the retention query name, PO for vendor, ABC, for example. This is a case that, or you can say PO older than 10 years, right? I haven't selected, so you can put this module, for example. Description, you can keep it for, you wanted minimum retention time for, keep it for 7 years, and maximum retention time not more than 10 years, right? You can keep not more than 10 years, and then you can add custom or user defined one, and save this one, and this will be applied it. And once you actually apply this, create it, now I'm actually going to close this one without saving. Then it actually goes to the it is part of the workflow that will go to the approval process. So the retention manager can look up this one and approve or reject, right, based on these records. So that way you can apply the number of years, minimum number of years, maximum number of years rules, so that they would be qualified for this purge job when they come back. And you have the purging app here. Then they will be available in the purge. Okay, so once you start purge or even retention, you can see in the logs, right, what has been purged. Again, as previously mentioned, you can stop the purging or certain records being selected by using legal hold, right? So when the court cases comes in. So that's just a brief intro into this retention management. And obviously certain industries have very strict regulations. Pharmaceutical, they wanted to apply these retention policies, and certain other industries don't have to use these ones. They just discard information after 7 years or 10 years fully. decommission it. So those different scenarios can be handled, right? Can be configured. All right. So with that, we'll complete. All right, so let us now log into a scenario where you can see non-SAP decommission solution. Here, initially we saw the SAP system, EHP6 ECC system was decommissioned. Now I'll move into a PeopleSoft 9 version that was decommissioned using ArchiveHub. Let us look at how the look and feel in the system is I'm logging in. The look and feel are the same, throughout any different system that you bring in. They all have a Fury experience. The interesting part is that you're going to see the PeopleSoft purchase order in SAP's Fury experience. Okay, so these are all reports, and you can also do this. These are, you would notice that common reports like Table Browser and Document Explorer and Ad Hoc Query Builder are all available here as well. And there are standard reports available as well. So I will, depending upon my access, I can go into display journal entry. This is PeopleSoft journal entry, right? So you can search by certain ones, filter. I can just click go button. This is taking me to giving me all these journal entry details. Now you can go into further details of this journal entry, drill down, click on it, and it is going to take you further details, levels, information, and different currencies, monetary account information, and all of these one. All right, so here you can see the long text is also available, as well as attachments. Any attachment that were there in the embedded in PeopleSoft is also brought into the system. You can open this one. This will be also coming in to the same content server as the target in ArchiveHub. All right, so that is one example of journal entry in PeopleSoft brought into ArchiveHub, right? So I can also go into vendor master, for example. I can search by certain ones, or I can just go ahead and look up these vendor masters and further drill down into see additional details about this vendor master. For example, this vendor information, I can go, yes, that's the address information. If you have any other attachment that's going to appear and additional fields, you can go to the gear wheel and get it, export it. All right, so that is just a quick demo of how a non-SAP system can be decommissioned and brought into ArchiveHub. For example, if you're moving from a non-SAP system into an S4HANA solution, this is a really good approach that you can bring in the non-SAP data and keep it here with an SAP experience. Then, the new implementation, you can move into the S4HANA, right? All right, so with that, I will close this demo.
I wanted to show you how ROI can be easily calculated if you are planning to switch to ArchiveHub solution. The following are eliminated with your legacy SAP system: SAP Basis Resource, DBA, legacy licenses for third-party DBs or systems as well as AMS. Replace all with one single ArchiveHub licenses, which embraces open source components. To learn more or request a custom use case demo, visit archivehub.io or speak with a solution expert at ArchiveHub. Archiving the past, freeing the future.